Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Greg Michalowski. I'm the Director of Client Education and Technical Analysis for ForexLive.com, and I'm going to talk to you today about trust. Before I get to talking about trading, I'm going to talk a little bit about where I was this weekend and how trust comes into the storyline that I'm going to present in this little video. Well, this weekend I was at a wedding of my nephew and his now wife, Christine. And this wedding, here they are right here. This wedding took place in upstate New York, so I was gone on Thursday, Friday, and again on Monday. I was traveling on Thursday, traveling on Monday. And on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we got to celebrate this wedding with my family, my wife, and my boys, with my brothers and sisters, 7 brothers and sisters, my mother and father, and lots of good food, lots of good libations, lots of good dancing. It was a great time, and it was all in celebration of Steve and Christine and their marriage and what they're embarking on, this journey that they're embarking on in marriage. And I got to thinking about my own marriage and thinking back 31 years that I've been married, and how we really didn't know what the future would bring. We had no idea that we'd have the children that we had, that we'd have to raise them the way that we had, that the places that we've lived, that the jobs that the job journeys that we've been on, that I'd be doing a video like this with you today. I had no idea back then what the future would bring and what it would bring to our marriage. And the same thing for Steve and Christine. They have no idea. They may think that everything is going to be just like this marriage day, and it's not. It's not. It's going to be totally different. They're going to need to rely on certain tools that will allow them to get through years and years of being married, just like my wife and I had to get through. So when if we had a level of trust, we needed some tools that would give us that level of trust in each other that will allow our marriage to grow. So we needed to trust that we would communicate with each other. We needed to trust that we'd be forgiving to each other, that we'd understand that we're not perfect, and that forgiveness is important. We needed to understand that we had to put ourselves not in front, but maybe behind, and we had to compromise in that respect at certain times in order for the marriage to be successful. And these are tools that we applied to our marriage that allowed us to have a prosperous marriage through 31 years. Doesn't mean that it was all great. Doesn't mean that we didn't have losing trades along the way in our marriage. We had more difficult times. We had great times, but the difficult times were small and the greater times were bigger. And that's what trading is about as well, isn't it? That we need to put our trust in tools and apply those tools to our trading, to the uncertainty that we have in the future in every trade that we do. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at the euro versus US dollar, and this is the hourly chart. And there's no tools on this chart, so we're not applying anything. This is like going into a marriage and thinking that the rest of your days of your life are going to be just like your wedding day, with all this joy, all this music, all this great food and stuff. It isn't, okay? You got to get back to reality. But when you don't have any tools on a chart, that's like the first day of your marriage. You don't have any reference as far as where the speed bumps on the road are going to be in this trade. And so you look at this chart and you think that the price is going to go up forever, don't you? Because it's going higher. But it doesn't. Or we don't know, actually. We don't know what the white area is going to bring through here. And so what do we have to do? Well, we have to apply tools to our trading, just like we apply tools to our marriages. And tools allow us to define those areas where it might be some rough patches, where the market may turn around, or things may not go the way that you expected it to go. And so in this chart, I've added 2 moving averages here. One is the 200-hour moving average. That's a green line in this chart. And the blue line represents the 100-day moving average. That's an overlay on this hourly chart right here. And as you can see, as the price was moving up here, we were thinking everything was going in that direction. But when we apply tools, we see that stopped the price right in its track, right at this level, and the market started to move to the downside. Why did it stop there? Because people trusted in it. Traders trusted that the market would find resistance against that level, and they leaned against it. And it worked their way. The market reversed itself and moved back to the downside. That's what trading is about. Trading is about trusting tools that you apply to your trading. the question becomes, what tools do you apply? What I want to do is talk about that through a webinar. And on next Thursday, that's June 9th, we're going to have a webinar. I'm going to talk more about trust, trusting tools that you use, trusting levels, trusting who you get information from. So we'll have a sign up over the weekend. Space will be limited, so make sure you get your name in and your spot set aside for that special webinar, which will take place again on Thursday, June 9th. So put that on your calendar, be aware of that, and we'll see you at that webinar. Now, before we go any further, I want to talk a little bit about what the trust at those levels in trading here today. And as you can see, that the market did have a little bit of a trouble through here. Trouble against our 200-hour moving average, trouble against our 100-day moving average. There was a period where the market was not all in sync with the tools that applied to it. And that can happen. That can happen in a marriage too, where you can lose a little bit of the trust in the tools that you apply. But over time, you want to see that the tools start to the market starts to pay attention to it. Think of this area where you lose your way for a little bit, but then you get back on the path. And if we look at this chart right here and we see that the price after the beige book came out, the market moved higher, and then we came down and we tested the 100-day moving average, and we started to move a little bit away from that. Is the market now trusting of the tool, trusting of the 100-day moving average? Is going to move away from that level and extend further to the upside? We don't know what the white area is going to bring over the next 24 hours, over the next 3 hours. What we do know is that this 100-day moving average is a level that we can trust. At least I do. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. If you want to be included in our email list, click on that box at the bottom of this post, and we'll include you in our email mailing list. Also, remember that webinar that's going to take place a week from Thursday. That's June 9th. We'll put the times and all that up, but you'll hear from us, so be sure to sign up for that. My name is Greg Michalowski. Good fortune with your trading. Bye-bye now.